Hello everybody, welcome back. I am MartrysDrake and we are doing some Tales of Arise. Last time we made our way into Lennigus, and now we're just trying to figure out where the heck this woman in red is, who has already managed to mind control somebody, let them use her master core, and then she summoned things. That was bad. So, hi Jess, how are you? But yeah, now we're just trying to get actually to her and see if we can stop her.
We might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past.
Oh yeah, and there was that. Those thorns are very concerning.
I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Oh.
I just need a little...
Right. I should probably... God, it's not even a fast travel point. I'm good. I'm good. It's a day off, so that's why I get to start a little early.
We've reached our destination.
Alright. Let me see if there's anything new I can make. I don't think there is. I think I have... Oh, never mind, I'm wrong. Like, I think I have everything. Alright. I need to sell some stuff again. Yes, please. Alright, everybody has the highest thing they can make, so I'm not gonna bother. Peach. Grape is even better. Orange, though, actually. I can only afford the one. Treats are also good, but I need to see what I can get rid of first. So I've done that. These aren't really... Should check this before I left. Okay. Let's see. Life bottle also useful. I just don't... I can't...
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Just gonna do what we can. My one L, there it is.
That came out great. Everyone's gonna be real surprised.
Whew. Alright. Now we go rush up to that point and hope that I don't have to face all that over again. Okay. Looks like the answer to that is no. The Zoogles might still be there, but... Yep. You know, some of them you can just run around. This one maybe not so much. Oh, nope. I tried.
An opponent like this should be easy.
I have to go buy you guys, don't I? This is towards the stone. Well, if there's nothing in the way... Nope, there's Zoogles there. I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh, they did add more people here. Yeah. Can't get around yet.
Little help!
You're mine! Engaging!
By the power of
You're mine!
Benediction
You're mine! You escape!
I'm the true gunslinger around here.
You got fury!
A chain between heaven and earth. Pierce evil. Away the
You're
lightning.
mine! You escape!
Radiant light. In here.
You're
If
finished!
it's in the sky, it
You're
won't be
mine!
tactile.
Far enough!
Here.
Damn it! Scoot back!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
I'm not done! Take this!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Will this help?
Not a chance! I'm healed!
Great. Healing more
Here I
lightning
come!
from. Thanks so much. Lightning condemned. Thunderbolt. A chain between heaven and earth. Annihilation. A wailing banshee of lightning.
Hold nothing back!
Divide
You're
fire.
mine! You're mine! Strike!
Radiant pierce.
You're mine! The flame inside me, coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Annihilation.
Take
Radiant
this!
pierce.
Teleport! Mission! You picked the wrong fight!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Lightning condemned. Thunder blade.
Perfect.
Negative get.
Alright.
Small, but a victory nonetheless. We have a long way yet to go.
Not where I need to go. Alright. Hopefully not a whole lot in my way here. Oh, well, there's not a long way to go, so it can't be a whole lot in my way. Managed to preserve most of the reset.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth. I have
Yep,
to be ready to
that's
face
fine.
anything.
The only way is
I'm
forward.
determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Dun dun dun.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right?
A little bit.
Sure. We can check it out.
Wasn't there another room over there somewhere? Oh, whatever. Check this one first.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
What's up, Professor? How you doing?
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, sovereigns and forbidden zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
Well, that's fair.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Okay. Operating table. Many subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations on this. Fancy computers. I'll get that at last. Let me see what else is in here. It's showing Lennigus structures. You can see pipes for transporting astral energy sticking out of them. What's one? It's showing this room's equipment. Hasn't been used in a long time. Fair enough. And yet it still seems very well maintained.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores.
Would make sense.
With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Yep.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
Oh, Jesus. You might want to be a little careful
but what
with
about
that.
the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lennigus combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns. neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
The woman
Crown
in red.
contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Well, at least she managed to stop it.
Either way,
Oh.
it's fair to say she's definitely
Oh, that's
involved
gross.
somehow.
I mean, good thinking.
What about the
But,
data
ooh.
records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately.
I feel like that probably wasn't working very well.
I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Oh. Neat.
only 2 sovereigns
Well, that's
in over
good.
300 years.
Feeling the need for a
So
shower
why
now,
has
are
the
you, though?
experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Perfect. Select a topic to explore. Master Course. Instruments of power containing astral energy that belong to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the dark master core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renis Alma is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of the tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renis Alma materializes. Be advised, active master cores may resonate with other master cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful generation of the Renis Alma, master cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Okay. Spirit cores. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. Connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, then emitted from the host body. The host must be placed in the range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. Oh, okay, this is talking about the little things that were on their hands. They must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. And reused upon their death. So those things are passed from person to person. That's unfortunate. Oh. Can also be embedded in Zoogle to control them. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Reducing death. Alright. No more useful information on that terminal. Five of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. Level 3 of authority, as well as one of the 5 elemental realms to administer. ID crest indicating the designated element. Age doesn't matter. All runners must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. Unique Adjustment Index Test Subject Report. Second successful case of sovereign test subject experimentation. This is all about Volron. Glad it's working. Subjects highlighting potential, exhibits significant mental instability, along with a strong distaste for following orders. Well, that makes sense. He's therefore under consideration for disposal. So they didn't like Volron, they were considering about getting rid of him. Control protocols. Under the guise of serving as a lord. Gotcha. Interesting. Sedative mask? What? Restricts their mental activity? So this sounds like the mask that Alphen was wearing. Bless you. Due to loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. The system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority while relegating both Wrens and Dans alike to enslavement. Collapse of targeted facilities via extreme mental repression, rooted in violence and fear has proven to be key in this style of rule. Once the subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Soldiers and Lenegus who have undergone this truce. This is how we get to the ones that were blocking the way here. Soldiers and Lenegus who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. Yeah. They liked Volron's style and therefore used it in select areas. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Renus Alma within the central core of Lenegus. How did they do it without that then? Because the Maiden and the Sovereign were both on Dana. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. So they knew that this could happen. But they didn't plan for it because basically they went, oh hey, it's not, you know, it's the end result of spirit channeling, so they're not going to worry about it. Any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Jesus. This is the wedge. Extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. You know, the horizontal pathways proceed to develop the entire surface. Must be deployed prior to launch. Tactical Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. That must be the thing that happened 300 years ago. Tactical Harvester 2's landing point remained the same as that of the previous model. Well then, I think that's all the terminals. Yep. Unless there's something else I can get here. Oh, I can. The Sovereign! Most test subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is not guaranteed for those who survive it. AKA Volron, because he was nuts. Security of Lenegus, if left unchecked, be a support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign and the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. Alrighty then. A remnants of resources. Functions. Basically, the Maiden is there because of the fact that it needs access to darkness. Okay then. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. This is probably talking about Naori. I already read this one, sorry. Don't know why you stopped there, Dan, and I told you to run. Well, it's in here. There's a thing here. Ooh, life bottle. Room unchanged over 3 centuries. It's like time itself has stopped here. Well, fair enough. What about this room? Ooh, grape gel. Nice. Lots of numbers. Looks like logs of alignment between subjects and Lennius proper. Okay. A notice. This area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. They had a plan for something. Don't hold him. Turn these on. All I know. Ah, nope. Alright, well. Oh, wait. No. Unfortunate. What's going on? Oh, Alpin with the mask. Gotcha. Naori.
Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
And then he slept for 3 centuries.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
Which is why he didn't remember anything while he had the mask on.
That vision.
And he couldn't feel anything.
It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lennigus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lennigus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me. Made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive.
Just letting this conversation
And you
continue.
did.
Alrighty, now that's done. Let's go. That also means that Voron was Danon. Technically speaking. The hell am I? Nope, nothing there. See if there's anything in the other little side room. If there's something in that one. Something in that one. What do we got here? Give me something good. Ooh, a heavy treat. Yes, please.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Yep.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
Yep.
This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
Did
The
a lot of
Renis Alma
damage.
isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Ulma was lost, and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Ulma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well.
And there we go.
Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
She can, and she did.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danan voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
Sounds like it.
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
Well, Alphen's a little less
You're right.
unstable than before.
It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Grinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
That was the goal.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way.
That's funny.
Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Need to find that lady in red.
We can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renin lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen?
Sure.
I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
Aw.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Latest maiden. What's this thing related to food? Oh. Yes, please. Yes, please. I will hold off on spending any more per points so I can get that. Let's see. My resistance given back, that's good. Alright. Let me go with this one. I don't use the flaming edge part quite as much. Since that's 90% of what she does, that seems to be a good thing for her to have. as often, but we'll still... Sorry, same thing. They're just things I need to do. What? Power strike proficiency. I need to go find some of these subquests, but that'll be an after thing. Alrighty. I think it's, yeah, I'd put these on automatically, so. Same thing with her. Just didn't give her a weapon. Alright. Well, play this real quick and then.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and pause here. Once again, not a whole lot of fighting, but we're hitting the revelations part of this game where, you know, we're finding out about all the history that we didn't necessarily know in the beginning. Or at least we didn't realize we didn't know. So that being said, thanks for watching so far. If you're wanting to catch up on this, you can catch it all on YouTube pretty much to this point. In the meantime, again, thanks for watching. Bye.